In this video, I'm going to show you how to hook up your dbx286s to your ATEM Mini. If you wonder what that sounds like, you're getting a sample of it right now. So if that interests you, stick around. Just to go ahead and give you the quick answer, what you'll need in order to hook your dbx286s to your ATEM Mini will be a cable. It'll be a $10, $12 cable from Amazon, depending on what quality you want. It'll be one end will be 1/4 inch. The other end will be an 1/8 inch connector. Link in the description below, but stick around. I'll show you some of my settings and some other things you might want to think about when you're making this connection. You'll be happy to know that it's very simple to hook up the dbx286s to your ATEM Mini. But what are some of the benefits that it will provide for you? Well, it will provide for you a wonderful clean preamp that will go into your ATEM Mini that will provide it there. You have compression. Of course, I realize you have compression in the ATEM Mini as well, but also provide a de-esser, and then you can enjoy all the benefits of your dbx286s and then your ATEM Mini. In that, you can utilize all the dynamics and EQ there as well. So those are some of the benefits that it will provide for you. Okay, now you can see the front end of the dbx286s, and you can see the dials. I'm going to go through those with you, and I'll show you how I have these two connected. The DBX hardware coming into the hardware of the ATEM Mini. How do I accomplish this? Very simple. Let me just show you without hitting the webcam again. I apologize for that. Well, let's start with the DBX, and then I'll show you some of the settings I have right now that you're listening to. Of course, we have the input, the gain-hungry Rode Procaster that you're listening to right now. Very gain-hungry, gain-driven, passive dynamic microphone. XLR in on the input. And I just hit the mic, by the way, so I apologize for that. And then you can see over here the output, which is a 1/4 inch. So a 1/4 inch cable, link in the description below. 1/4 inch on the output. Okay, 1/4 inch output going over to the ATEM, which right here you can see it in mic input 1, 1/4 inch coming out of the DBX to an 1/8 inch connector into mic 1 on the ATEM Mini. And I can't even pull it any further because all the cords connected. All right, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. Simple $10, $12, depends on what quality or which one you want off Amazon. Simple solution to get these two working together. So you have the benefits of the hardware, the de-esser, the compressor, the clean preamp on the DBX, as well as on the software side, the ATEM audio or the audio software tab that we'll look at here in a minute. Let me show you my settings on the DBX that you're listening to right now, and then we'll work over it on the software side. Just going to run through these real quick. You can see the one thing I like about the dbx286s is it has good, clean preamp gain. So you can see I have it drove, or however you say it, almost 100%. So we're down here plus 60. All right. On this side, the DB side, for line level, I have to show you that here in a minute. That'd be plus 45. Okay. So on line level, we're plus 45, almost 100%. Well, or actually 100% on that right now. Good, clean signal. And you can see the two lines moving. I'm touching green, yellow every once in a while. I'm not clipping, which is great, wonderful. I do not have 48-volt phantom power engaged because this is a dynamic microphone. It does not require it. I am running a high-pass filter. I've not bypassed the effects because why in the world would I want to do that? We got the compressor. I'm sitting on about a 6 for the drive. Density at 5. It's releasing pretty quickly. All right, then we're on the de-esser, which is a big benefit for me and my voice. So I have that set on about 4,000 kilohertz. The threshold setting on about a 6. Over here to the enhancer, this is the low frequency, high detail frequencies. I've got that on probably a 1 for each, 1.5. Threshold to eliminate background noise, -30 on the threshold, ratio 2:1. And I've reduced my output gain by about, I guess you would say, one notch above -10 for the output. So let's move over to the software side. All right, here we are in the ATEM software control panel as far as the audio tab. And so you want to go all the way to the bottom. If you're seeing this screen, you got media, then you have audio. There's a couple things that you need to do in order to make this work before you get to the point that I am in right now. And in fact, I want to show you that to you. So you would go over to the left-hand side at the bottom to the cog. I just moved myself so you can see that cog right here. You click on that, and you're going to see a couple things that you need to be sure of and check on. You need to go to the tab that says audio and make sure that mic input 1 is on line level. Okay. Change that, and probably go ahead and change mic 2 unless you're going to plug a microphone directly into it. Change that to line level. All right, line level that we seen earlier on the DBX, those red lines. Line level, make sure that is fixed. Another issue that I had, as you can see, mic 1, I was only getting audio through the left or right channel. And so what I needed to do was to go in to split audio. For my situation, you'll probably have to do the same. So go into split audio, and then you want to choose, let me move out of the way again. You want to go to split audio, and you see I have split. Now you'll probably just hear me through one side of your headphones or your speakers. So that's the reason I need to split it so that you can hear it out of both sides. So be sure that you do those things. Again, you want to go to general, line input, split audio on mic 1, and then if you happen to connect to mic 2, go ahead and split it there. Make sure you have those done. Make sure that you're on. And you can see on the screen that I have reduced the input, I guess you'd say the trim or the gain, I guess in this sense would be a trim. I have reduced it by 7 decibels. Okay. So I've reduced the incoming gain or trim -7. Okay. And then as you're traveling down, you can see I can reset this meter by hitting this. And I'm coming in at about, what does it say, -8 decibels. I haven't even moved the fader any whatsoever. And then I'm going to show you about the output here in a minute. But if you look, there is a mic 1 delay. Now, that is a great thing that they've added to the ATEM. Unfortunately, I cannot use it because if you stick to the end, I'll give you a pro tip. Because I monitor my audio now through headphones, and there's some latency. And so I've had to correct that on the OBS side, which I plan to show you as well. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'll show you later how to correct the latency. Then we go down. You can see that I have used the equalizer. All right, so I'm getting all the benefits of the de-esser, the compressor. Of course, I could add that in here as well, but equalization, I went through and put on a, will that be a low cut, high pass filter as well, and then rolled off the top frequencies. And then I've kind of, for my voice, went through and found some harshness and reduced that. You let me know. I'm not trying to say I'm a professional by no means, but I'm learning and toying around with it. So the product is in this video anyhow. I'm going to close that out. When you go over here to the master output, I'm looking at that. I haven't had to do any makeup gain. I do have a limiter set at -3 dB to prevent me from clipping. All right, so those are the settings inside the ATEM software that I have set in my particular situation. You may have to adjust here and there for your voice, and you let me know how it sounds in the description below. Something else that I want to show you is I want to drag the screen, which is recording OBS. Okay, now we're over here in OBS. There's a couple settings. Sorry for the repeating screen here, but what I want to show you is some of the settings. You can see I'm coming in about -50, well, actually higher than that, about -10 dB, between -10 and -15 dB, which is a good setting. But what you want to do is go into advanced audio properties. And what I've done here is I've set my offset, as you can see here, my sync offset to 200 milliseconds. And so I should be in sync. If not, I could add a little bit more to that, maybe 230, somewhere along there, to correct that offset that we seen earlier. And that is so that I can monitor my audio. So let's talk about that next. So one of the issues and the challenges with the ATEM Mini is not being able to monitor your audio in real time as I'm doing right now without getting an echo effect or latency that's coming from the ATEM Mini. And so that's the reason you seen earlier that I didn't use the offset in ATEM Mini software to offset the sync, because what happens is the output is going to be changed by that. And then all of a sudden in my headphones, it's definitely very hard to concentrate because all of a sudden you've got this delay and stuff going forth. So what I have, I'll put a video that has the solution up in the cards you'll see right now that will redirect you to that. And here's a pro tip. If you want to be able to hook up headphones to monitor in real time, there's a couple options that you can do. First of all, watch that video that I have where I recommend the ProZar HDMI splitter, which has been a $20 solution for me that I'm actually using right now, that is hooked on the output and it's splitting the audio, and I got a volume button on it, and so I can raise or lower that. That's been a solution. Or you could go with like a field monitor that would go on your camera or so forth that you could use. Or if you had just an external monitor that you're going to on the output that you could connect to that would have a headphone jack on it, would be another option for that. But that's unfortunately one of the many challenges that we have with the ATEM Mini, is being able to monitor our audio. So trust this video has been helpful to you. And if it has, would you consider subscribing? Be sure to give me a like and ring that bell for future notifications. In the meantime, this is David Toller with Supplemental Seminary, and we'll see you in the next video.